Alright, let's take a look at the new updates. So first thing to always do... Oh yeah, there's the new job, the subway platform. I think it's their biggest job yet, so it'll probably take us most of the night. Co-op would be fun. We might get a chance to try that in the future. For now, we've already got the professional washer, we got that last time. I can't remember if I got all of the equipment for it yet. No, I don't have the extra long extension. Or the soap nozzle even. But I tend not to use soap, so that's kind of fine. Confused why they've got 3000 stuff here. They still need to add a filter to exclude owned things, so they don't just keep cluttering it up. Would be nice. More cleaning liquids we don't care about. Clothing, they've now added in all of the basic colours, I believe. Yeah, you still have to buy them. I feel they should be a bit cheaper, to be honest, but I don't know, it's strange that the plain coloured ones are more expensive than some of the custom ones, like the orange ones there. Blue's the default. And then we've got the full outfits as well for multiplayer. I have the orange one for some reason. I can't remember if I bought that last time. Maybe. Modifications, I've got stuff for the X2. Ah, they have a one for the Pro now. I mean, I may as well. I'm not spending my money on anything else, so we can make that look a bit cooler. Nice if it was something a bit more vivid, but it's a good start. And sure, we'll buy that as well. If I save for anything, it'll probably be for the soap nozzle for the Pro. Or maybe just the long extension. Ah, I don't even have the short extension actually, I should have bought that, because that might have been useful. We'll see how we go, we might be able to buy that. We have the turbo nozzle at least. It needs to be just like a back sort of thing. Because you can click into the shop by doing that, but you can't just go back out of it. You can't just go back to where you were. It'd be nice if there was just a back button. Anyway, this will take a while, so we may as well not waste time. Caldera City Transportation Network is excited to announce the reopening of its subway links to this vibrant town. It's optimistic. Deep clean the platform area. Yeah, it looks pretty, bad. Whilst much of the graffiti in the facility could be said to possess artistic merit, we'd like you to remove it all. They did actually have a little thing in their updates recently that kind of profiled some of the graffiti that's on there. But also some of the posters that are actually in behind, which is kind of cool. Like stuff that ties into the in-game lore that they've covered previously. Which is pretty cool. I'll continue. So. Whoa, okay, wrong one. I'm used to pressing tab to do inventory. What is it to bring up your loadout E? There we go. So let's select the carbon. Basically we'll do dark mode. It would be nice that when you selected that, it showed like there and changed this as well. Would be kind of cool. Nozzle, we do have the Pro. We're going to be using the 15 degree most of the time, I believe. Where to start? I guess we can just start down one end and then work our way down and just do one side and then the other. Statistics on our railroad network while you work. Nothing could bore me more, but that's fine. Makes you feel relevant. I love this washer. I wish I had the extension though. That's the other thing, is maybe I should actually chip away at a few smaller features instead of these massive walls, so that I can get the short extension going. Hopefully the game sounds not too loud. I haven't actually tested the balance, which I should have done. Just gonna clean off this light. $3. So when I'm up close to things, this washer is really good. But it does fade with distance pretty quickly. I do need an extension. $2 to the door frame. What's left on the door? Oh, there we go. That's everything for there. Good. We're just gonna chip little bits, I guess. $8 for the wall. I guess this wall will be separate. Is that light something? Yes, it is. Good. $2 for a light. That's fine. Every little bit helps. I shouldn't have bought things that I didn't need. Or I should have looked at everything on offer before wasting all my money. This, I guess, is oh no, this will be the large one. The ledge probably goes the whole way along as well, doesn't it? I bet it does. So why is it so grimy here? But it's really nice and clean looking that way. That's my question. I guess the other thing I can actually do is swap to this so that I can use an extension. Because this is just, well, it's grime and thick dust. But this washer should take care of that just fine. Yeah. So that's actually all I need to do for the time being. Obviously, I also wasted a fair bit of money early on because I did just buy everything for all of the things because I had nothing else to spend my money on, including the washers that I no longer use. The pro strat, I think, is to save up for at least this particular power washer first. Whether you get all of the extensions for it, I'm not certain. I feel that there's no point having the long and the extra long. Since they added the extra long, it's like you just use that with a wider nozzle if it's something closer. Because it has to be really close before it disallows you from actually using it at all. I wonder if a better way of doing it would be to kind of walk forwards instead of doing a side-by-side. Or like do a vertical sort of thing like that. It doesn't feel quite as clean though because I'm having to go from like looking straight up. Or we do like in sections like this instead of an arc, I guess. I feel I don't have as much control over it though when I do it like this. I mean, it seems to work though, to be fair. So I guess that's fine. But the other thing is that the walking is a really annoying noise. So I'm kind of not a fan of that. Is the green enough to clean some of the ceiling stuff, I wonder? Because it'll probably be reasonably generous given it's such a large feature. Dunno. What happens if I do that? Nah, so we've missed spots. So we still want the yellow, I think. So the spots we've missed are not hugely visible, so again, it might be generous enough. Basically do up as far as the end of that. Interesting to see how long this job takes. And whether or not I get cramp in my hand first. So now I feel I can swap back to the other... what's the wrong one? Still want the extra... Oops, extra long for that. Swap back to this one because we can now do more up close and personal. I guess this is where there's some of the graffiti underneath here, so should I do it in a wider thing just so we can appreciate some of that? No, it's kind of just a mess really, isn't it? Yeah, and then it blasts off anyway. Not too worried about a bunch of the graffiti underneath. Certainly not this bit anyway, it doesn't look like it's anything distinctive currently. We'll come back on those little pieces of wall and stuff if we need to, if it prompts us to. If it doesn't register as clean because we've missed spots, then we'll come back to things like that. For now, we shall do the back and forward, tried and true. Pop, pop. I don't know, what do people think? Do you prefer the up and the down, or the left to the right? So personally I'm a fan of the side to side motion. But I don't know, I can kind of get the downward streaks as well. I don't think you'd ever do up. I think because you're kind of blasting things away from things. Yeah, like the dirty stuff will just spray upwards. I think you're always going to do a downward motion. It always feels better doing an up-down on vertical pieces like this, like cylinders, because you get a good consistent coverage. But I don't know. For the horizontal walls, I kind of prefer the left to right. You just do it in sections. There's the pillar. Oh, this whole gate needs to be done as well. Is that actually like rusty or anything? No? Okay, that's good. We're gonna need an extension on this, or on the other one for this. It's coming up pretty good. We just go a little bit slower. It's pretty good. See how forgiving it is. Is the bottom bit part of that as well? Looks like it. That's like night and day, just such a huge difference then. Yeah, that was sufficient. That's good. Might still need the extension on the cheaper one for the tall roofs, the tall ceilings. I guess it's not going to be as bad dirt-wise on this than it will be on the above the actual platforms. What am I missing for this? That's a different part than what's above. Oh, there's a lip, isn't there? Yeah, okay, there's a lip. So if I do that, That doesn't even reach that far. So that's where we need this again. Because it wouldn't let me put it down the end. Oh, there we go. Ah, and the ledge as well. Oh, and the uplight as well. Very nice. We do like that half of this part, and then we can swap back to the more powerful one for the up-close stuff. I feel the pressure would probably just push us off the ladder though. Like realistically, I think we would alternate and go over the other side so that we didn't just get a face full of dirty backwash. But there we go. I do like the change to the ladders so you can't just slide off the side of them too much. Certainly as easily. Hopefully you can still launch yourself off the top of them, because that was fun. There's still no, like, reset for putting this back where it was. Once it's up somewhere, you can't take it away again, which is kind of annoying. We can chuck it over this side this time. Because, yeah, I feel that now we can swap back to this with the extension. And we do it from this side. I mean, over the other side we'd have just finished off this side as well, probably, but... We'd probably want to do... like this. So that way we're just not underneath what we're doing, because realistically you don't want dirty water all covering you. Yes, you are wearing like a big suit or whatever, but still kind of disgusting. Still kind of gross. See, now the lines on this make me want to do this instead. Because then we're actually following the line. Do it like inside the lines if we can. We can't. Because of the width of the beam. But still, you get what I mean. And for that we don't actually need to go up the ladder anyway, just do this. And just spray away from us. That's pretty pleasing. That's nice. Wonder how much this piece of ceiling is worth. $10. Not bad. Kind of moving a bit too quickly and leaving spots. Ah, that's the whole thing. Not just a little bit. Oh, we can clean the clock though, at least. Let's clean up as far as the light, in fact. About here to do this bit. I feel even just the short extension will make quite a big difference to how well the Pro Washer does with a lot of this stuff. I do kind of wish that the design of this platform had like some banding going across so it would be a reason for these to be in small sections. Because doing huge sections that take a really long time to go ding never feels that great. Go as far as this light now. Cool. Let's do the clock. Nice. $4 for doing the clock. I guess now we do this side. Clean this part of the ceiling lights. Nice. Do this half of the ceiling. Oh yeah, we're doing the downward strokes of this, that's right. What, clothing? Yeah, we are in the orange one here. With the special orange gloves. Yeah, still might be good. Looks like there's going to be extra things you can add though. It's like 3 more slots. So that's kind of cool. You might be able to mix and match colours a bit more, that would be cool. I still do feel you need a backpack. I'm not sure you have one. But I feel you should. And then it should be like part of the skin of the washer as well. We're not being perfect on some of these, but I feel it'll be forgiving enough anyway. It's just a few little spots here and there. We'll see how demanding it is. Yeah, so that was fine to leave a few little bits. Cool. Well, that's 1 out of 2, 3, 4, 5 segments done. Let's swap back to the Pro now. It just sounds so much more powerful. I really wish there was a diagonal setting. It really bugs me that you can only do horizontal or vertical, and you can't do diagonal. Two different gates, okay. So I guess we just do it rung by rung. We'll just gradually work our way across. We're going to end up with quite a bit to catch up on the undersides of things probably, so I guess we want to... There we go. We want to do it on an angle, not facing front on. I think we want to do it like this. And then come back from the other side to do the other direction. Since that way we'll get a bit of different coverage on the angles. Because now we come back here and work our way down and up and down and up and down and up. And there we go. Now what's this graffiti here, I wonder? Nothing in particular. And in fact, this floor gets cleaned really well just with this on the white. So that's kind of cool. That's some nice bright mosaic coming up right there. That's quite pleasing. And that's where it's annoying that you can't move the ladder back to its original position. Oh, there we go. Done a square already. Now this bit though, got metal bits here that are rusty. Not for long though. Because again, water blasting rust is apparently the best way of dealing with that. Not so sure on that logic, but we'll go with it, because that's what the game demands. Now let's do this pillar. Nice and shiny. I love the reflections. There's the pillar done. Nice. Cool. 230. We've got $70 to go, and then we can afford the short extension for this one. The light is probably going to come up pretty quickly. If we just do this back and forward, I wonder if that will be good enough. It certainly gets off most of it. Probably stuff on the top there. Well, splash was enough, that's good. And we could stand a little bit closer if we stand, like, up to the rail. Cable that runs the whole length. It isn't even by these dividers. That's kind of annoying. I was kind of hoping that it would be each bit between the dividers would be a separate ding, because I really like having more things going ding. So we just need to have more sections. Like this tunnel floor should be in like maybe, I don't know, 5-meter sections. You kind of think of how they might pour the concrete in slabs. Would be nice. The angles are going to be interesting here, because now we've got to get in here. So I think we do it like this to get underneath. Go one side, then the other side. Probably want to do this just in one big line as well. And it's such a long feature that it'll probably be reasonably generous. So this wall is actually like not too bad now. So where does that end? Because that can't be the whole length, because we're not even halfway down, but we're over halfway done. So let's swap back to the long extension of this one. And just work our way down a bit more. And see how far it has to go before it gets ticked off. So I wonder if there is a break halfway down or something. Chipping away at it slightly, slowly but surely. And that'll just give us a point to work towards. Spray this way instead, I guess. Yeah, it must divide up at this light. So it's in halves, looks like. And that should be a feature that pays a decent amount, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. 200 and some odd. Yeah, there's a seam. That's more like it. Cool. Washingham to Caldera City. I thought we were in Muckingham, not Washingham. They changed it. Also, I'm guessing the last bit is like the overhang, which is going to be annoying. Whoa. Oh, that was just the corner. Okay, every time you tab, it's just like the sun coming up. Okay, so we probably want to spray from this platform here. Still work with this extension for now. So hopefully that means that all of these pieces will actually be in halves. So that would be nice. Do we have to do underneath this cable as well? No, it's flush. That's good. Cool. So we're just going to do this in sections. and work our way down. And then we'll finish doing the main ceiling as well. Uncover the lights as we go, always nice. And then the lower part we're going to come along with the Pro. Bothers me that these sections are not even, but that's okay. It's fine. Hope we're all enjoying ourselves. Looks like we might have missed a bit of a spot over here. Yeah, it's not taken off everything. Even with the extension on. Well, we can see how demanding it is. Actually, I have a horrible feeling this tunnel wall, I think, is not halved. Dunno, because, yeah, just the amount that we've cleared off it and what it recognises. Dunno. Hard to tell, but we'll find out. Let's just do this up as far as the halfway again, or as far as this rather, because then we're going to do the main ceiling to halfway first. I'm going to leave the billboard separately as well. That's the light done. I feel we'd probably have actually started from the middle and worked outwards, but maybe not. We're starting from one end and working to the other, and I guess that's fine. I guess we can do it like this for a bit as well. Just push our way down. Do a nice overlap. I do wish we could like sell some of our old gear or have traded up instead of having to buy new for everything. Because the only reason for keeping an older model is to do what we're doing here and still use the extensions. But I'm never, ever going to be going back to using the first two levels of washer. The only reason I have the second level at all is because I had literally nothing else to spend my money on at the time. And I'm kicking myself because I should have known they were going to add more. And then I could have afforded it quicker, but oh well. We'll be doing that when the game hits full release, and I don't know when that's going to be. We're up to 0.8 of early access. I don't know if they're planning to actually do like 0.8, 0.9, and then 1.0 as full release. There's a certain logic to that, and I would appreciate it if they did do that, because that would be kind of cool. That's what I would probably want to do if I could. So, maybe? In which case 0.9 should hopefully be in the next few weeks, and maybe 1.0 within a couple of months. Ceiling cleaned. Oh, we're $4 off. Let's do this pillar, because then we can afford the short extension for this washer. Let's do it the other way for a start. Just going to do the ceiling away from that pillar as well. Because the short extension, I think, will make such a big difference on this for just that, the middle distance. But I do also wonder whether I should then actually save, instead of getting the short now, whether I should save to get the one of the longer ones. Because if I just use the longer extension of the other one to do the taller features for now, we're going to be chipping away at most of this map, and then we're going to be earning a lot of extra money. So there's the pillar and the vent combined is $10. I mean, even without any extension, this does do a pretty good job of just minor stains. It just doesn't do it nearly as comprehensively. Oh, that'll be the side as well, won't it? Oops. I'm getting caught on the benches. Yeah, it's over here as well. You can just see the spotting. It's kind of okay, especially if we stand on the seats here. It's actually not too bad. This might actually be just better than the other one even. We kind of have to go a little bit slower, I guess, but we're doing a pretty wide path, which is nice. And it still seems to be doing it pretty well. Should probably have done the light down the middle first, eh? So we have not quite gotten full credit for that half. There we go. It's just because it was near the light, it seems. Which, yeah, we could have done like so. So maybe we don't need the short extension, and we just go until we can get one of the longer extensions. I'm not sure we'll ever need the extra long extension, at least not for this map, because it's all indoors. The extra long on this one might still be useful later, but I don't think it'll make too much of a difference here. But just the long one instead of the short one, perhaps, should, yeah, go on. Yes, there we go. So that's worked fine. We managed to do it even considering the lip. That's pretty good. The ledge we need some help with though. We'll try and bunny hop it. But we're not getting in behind the light. So that's where we need to pick up this and place it here. And then go up. And spray across. And this is where I think we need this, again, the longer extension. Still haven't got credit for the light. Interesting. I'm gonna guess because of behind it. Like if we swap to this and just do sideways there, we immediately get the light. Okay, yeah, because it's the bit in behind. But we don't want to do the whole thing from there. So now we pop that over here, and now we go up, and we immediately get it. We'd probably actually have gotten it if we'd stuck with this one, but used the turbo, to be honest. There's the wall, and there's the ledge. And since we've still got this one equipped, we'll just use it for this bit here. Though we're probably gonna not, I don't know, it doesn't stop us from using it yet. But we could have just swapped to the Pro for that. Cool, okay. We're getting there. Let's just do another section of this. Nice, got the lights. Actually going to do this all the way down. So it did give us to halfway, which is nice. And I think it'll do it for this one as well, because yeah, we're now over halfway in terms of progression, even though we're, yeah, not even halfway down the hall. So that's good. And then I suspect it'll be reasonably generous about the amount that we've done. The lights. Let's put Spotty up the top there, isn't it? That's good. Oh yeah, there's a sort of tile bit in the middle there, so we're working towards that. Actually, hang on, where's the... Oh, this bit of tunnel wall is different to this. Okay, well that's good. Cool, so it's actually split on that cable that goes across. That's good to know. So this should actually... Yeah, there we go. Nice. I missed how much that was, but... do more lights may as well. Yep, there we go. Nice. Cool. And now we're going to swap back to the Pro and get up close. Now we're going to do vertical strokes for this bit. Probably actually take a bit more of a step back. And it'll probably still be adequate, even on the yellow. Just do it with a slight overlap. Then we can do like 3 columns at a time, pretty much. Which is pretty nice. And I think it'll be forgiving on that, even if we have a few specks that are left undone. Just going to do underneath that. We're going to come back and do all of the advertising later, I think. I think I might do that last. Because I think that'll be funny. Do it as a sort of a reveal section at the end. There's there. Again, working way down, about 3 at a time. I'm not really measuring it out, I'm just really doing it by feel. I think we're doing this pretty quickly as well. Yeah, we're not full on speedrunning this as such, but yeah, I'd probably feel comfortable submitting this maybe, because we're doing some pretty quick techniques. We're not just kind of splashing over it. We're not using soap, I guess, is the only restriction. But then they do have a separate category for that, I seem to remember. Okay, so we've done most of this wall, but it's still not quite giving us everything. Not quite sure why. Is it just because of little things that we missed? Quite possibly. Maybe on the blue bit here. Just give it another quick spray over with this one instead of the other one with the extension. Yeah, it's just little bits here and there that we kind of missed. They're not hugely visible. I'm surprised it's being that demanding, given how forgiving it is for other things. Okay, so maybe we just need to be a little bit closer and do it with only a 2 width instead of a 3 column width. Might also be like bits down the sides like that. Oh, I wonder if it's also... Yeah, it's probably the top there. So if we, like, take this... Oh, we can't put it up facing that way? That's annoying. I should be able to put it up on that side. That's quite annoying. Okay, well, let's just do this and look up here. Yeah, it's not too bad, actually. There's a little bit that I guess is part of the wall that's missed. But it's done a pretty good job, all things considered. So I'm not quite sure what it's complaining about. Oh, maybe the underneath, actually? Oh yeah, I wonder if it's the underneath. It was the underneath. There we go. Okay. What next? Done this half pretty much. I guess we can finish off this bit here. Oh, we hadn't finished the light. Interesting. Let's do all the way down to here, I guess. I'm getting a phone call, so I guess we pause this for a sec. Saying doing a little bit of parkour to get up onto this little information kiosk since the benches don't extend here. Do a little bit of Assassin's Creed Powerwash Simulator. All games need to have parkour elements to them. I was watching Patrick Static playing Witcher 3 on stream, kind of saying it'd be really cool if there was a bit more mobility. I mean, for one, just not having glass angles that Geralt seems to have in that. You fall 3 meters and you just die. Just straight up dead to fall damage. It would be really nice if it actually had like some recognition that, you know, this guy's a pretty capable dude. You should be able to actually climb up walls and stuff. It would be very interesting to have just a bit more verticality to the game. New job available. Sweet. I would ask if you would clean my caravan, but I already know what your answer is. I mean, if you're paying, that's the way it works. Oop, using over 16 million bricks. Oh yeah, you said you were going to give me some facts, Mr. Commissioner, and you never did. I guess maybe it was waiting for a particular trigger? No. Fell off our stool. There we go. If you were to pile them up top to tail, they would extend a staggering 2,137 miles into the Earth's atmosphere. Or for people with proper units of measure, that would be about 3,400 kilometers. I'm actually kind of curious what it is exactly now. See how close I am. Can I do a sneaky little jump and spray? No, it's too quick. That's annoying. Doing. We can use our turbo nozzle. There we go. So it's just getting in behind that light. That's the problem. So I guess if we start off by doing a sideways motion there, and a sideways motion there, now we can get up to the edge. And now we can hopefully work our way down. Oh, okay, I hadn't quite finished off that light. Appreciate how thorough you are watching this game be either satisfying or infuriating. Yeah, I have seen a few people play where it'll be very slapdash and leave kind of massive bits. For me, even that little spot, those spots over there, they actually bother me. I do get a little bit OCD about such things. Basically, I'm just trying to... I do this game kind of contradictorily, because on the one hand, I like to think of how would I do it if I was doing it in real life? Because you wouldn't want to do things more than once. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to go most of the way through a job and then you're packing up and find, oh, I missed a bit. That's annoying. But at the same time, I like to climb on top of things and jump about like some sort of insane mammal. So, though to be fair, that's kind of realistic to how I would still do it. I would be up on this in real life. This is how I would do this. I can guarantee you. I'd have used my ladder to climb up on top of it instead, probably instead of jumping improbable distances, but I'd still have been up there. Do we finish off that end, or do we kind of go halfway down both sides? I'm torn. It's kind of tricky. Yeah, it's annoying to know. I don't know what I want to do. First, I think I'm going to take a screenshot there, because I think that's a really good thumbnail. If I put this on YouTube, if I edit it down to go on YouTube, then that's a good thumbnail right there. And if you're watching on YouTube at some point, let me know whether or not that's what you appreciate, if you'd rather see something else. Still got the advertising hoardings there, I'm just going to leave them for the time being. Yeah, it's a case of whether I want to do one tunnel completely clean, or if I want to do it half and half. I think I want to do one tunnel clean. So we could work our way down this platform here. Now, what's the best way to do this, I wonder? I think we want to do it like this. And we're just going to do... we should be doing it from the other side, shouldn't we? Yeah, we should. So we're going to do this about halfway down. Because all the water should be flowing into the tunnel, really, shouldn't it? So we should actually be doing it like this. Just a spot there. I, on the one hand, appreciate that they, like, slow your character down when you're looking down too much. And it frustrates me in equal measure. Like, I appreciate it, but it's also annoying. So we're just going to do it in little sections like this. We'll basically go from pillar to pillar, I think. And once again, trying to think, how would I actually do this in reality? Because I feel at the minimum I'd give myself a little allowance like this. I'm just trying to think of how I, how I do the lawns and stuff. Also, this wall is almost but not quite finished, and now I'm wondering what I missed. I can see there's a few defects, but that's really not very noticeable. So what is it? Now, if we do this, that's being super picky on this wall. Yeah, there we go. It's just very difficult to see those spots against the beige. But yeah. Anyway, what I was thinking is now I will spray towards like so. Because I think that gives a nicer way of going about it. And I could probably have gone from like halfway. Because the idea is that then, oh, brilliant, it's in sections. I love it. That's what we like. The idea is that then any residual water that ended up on the tracks would help loosen up what's there. Cool, let's work our way out from the middle now. We might need to go over the yellow again from closer, but we're just going to try and do it from back here. Actually, no, you know what? For the sake of neatness, we're just going to do it up to there. Trying to figure out what to do from the middle. Maybe I've done the immediate entrance bit. The idea is that's kind of where you'd set up your gear, so you kind of clean that first and then set up down there. I feel I might want to leave the rest of this middle bit for last. Or would I? No, actually I should do that next, because all of the runoff from the middle would just make all of this dirty again. So actually I should be doing this next. I can do these walls and stuff, but... yeah, I mean, this is nice. It's nice having this big section done, but I think realistically I want to work from the middle out. Go from the inside out. Just going to do a nice big strip down here. Now we're going to work our way out here. I'm gonna guess that this is all in one big section though. Because that... oh no, it is sectioned up, isn't it? Okay, so that's probably... I want to tidy off... ah yes, I want to tidy off this line there. There we go. Perfect. And now we do this. Push it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah, now we'll just do this on a little bit of an angle there. That's metal, so it has rust potentially, so we want to take it slowly and easily on that. In fact, it's still got a little bit of rust on there. This might be something we have to come over later and just tidy up. But that's fine. Cool. So we're still going to finish this side first. But I want to do the middle first, and then work towards the sides. I think that'll look nice. Aim high by Danny Evo. Well, we're certainly aiming high here by trying to actually finish this in one evening, because it's a big job. But we've made some pretty good progress. I've also noticed that I've been dropping frames. I noticed that when I was on the phone before, and I have no idea why, because my upload speed should be good. I have closed off some tabs. I closed off Chrome, or one of my Chrome windows. But I'm not quite sure why it would be having issues. But if you do notice any jitteriness or jerkiness, do let me know. Hey, Tex, happy birthday? Yeah, well, kind of, because you see, my birthday was last Sunday. But my parents were around visiting, so I couldn't stream in the morning. And then in the evening, I had the Bingo-thon run. So this is kind of my birthday stream sort of excuse. I didn't stream this morning because I was helping to get things ready for my daughter to go out to the hospital. But that means that I have the house to myself this evening. So that gave me the opportunity, basically. So, you know. Not that I really do anything for my birthday, so it's not a big deal, but yeah, it's just one of those nice things. It's nice to kind of have a bit of time to do whatever, right? A bit of time to yourself. I mean, doing the Bingo-thon Ukraine relief run was certainly a fun thing to do on my birthday anyway, so... Happy belated birthday, that's the one. Yep. I mean, I still feel old as balls regardless whether I celebrate it on the right day or not, so... You know. I should clean these chairs now, shouldn't I? Actually, no, I should do the rest of the roof bits. I guess we've done that part. No, we'll do the chairs. I want to see how vibrant these are. Should do the middle bit first. Well, we actually have to get down here too, don't we? Yeah, there we go. Got to get right underneath. There we go. Imagine doing anything, yeah. Well, you did. Let's go out for dinner. Yeah. I don't really have friends that I'd go out for dinner with. Some ex-work colleagues that I would call friends, but they all live quite a ways away in the city, and we kind of don't do going out for dinner anymore. It's just too much of a hassle, so yeah, just had my folks come round and mum cooked, so yeah. What did I even do? Oh, I had made me a lunch, that's right. Yeah, had a cooked lunch. And just kind of chilled. So, yeah. Didn't even really watch anything particular. I think I just watched some walking videos. I think I chucked on some Rambleac Japanese walking videos. Or it might have been Soul Walker. But I think it was Rambleac. And it was just kind of just, yeah, chilling. Sat with my daughter on the couch for a bit. You other people in chat. I know it's not a common thing in this channel. But we've got to move with the times, you know? It's always nice when there are other people to be able to kind of talk to yourselves without, especially if it's a game that I'm getting a bit too involved in. It's always one problem with when I'm doing speedruns on stream, and then I'll kind of look over after I'm finished the run and see someone was making comments like 5 minutes ago, and I was too engrossed to actually pay attention. Trying to get all the niggly bits of these chairs, but it's not the easiest design to really get in behind everything. I'm a bit disappointed there's no design on the actual seats themselves. I thought there was going to be. So what am I missing with this? Oh, I've got to do the underneath. That kind of works. That works. I was kind of hoping each seat would be a different element, so you'd just be able to go ding 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 ding. But, oh well. Can't have everything. If you had a cordless water gun, yeah, that's right. That is the thing of, I appreciate in some respects they haven't worked in the tedious realism of a hose tangling everywhere, but you would have a big generator sitting to the side, a big pump, especially for this gun because this is a really powerful one. You would need something very big and very noisy, constantly just thrumming away. I haven't actually gotten my power. I got a power washer to use at home, and I still haven't taken it out of the box. And now it's coming into winter, which to be fair means less water restrictions, so I'm more likely to feel okay about using it. Because in summer we usually have droughts, so it doesn't feel good wasting a lot of water. But some of the concrete around outside is pretty stained, so I was going to give that a good freshen up at some point. So once we actually have a few good days of rain, then I might feel a bit more comfortable about getting that out and giving it a go. Then I'll know for sure how noisy actually are they. I mean, for just domestic cleaning around inside the house, your cordless water gun is called a spray bottle. And you just put in a little bit of white vinegar. You need some vigor as well, but you put in a little bit of white vinegar and a little bit of dishwashing detergent, and that'll lift most stains. And it gives it a little bit of a fresh smell as well, especially if you have like some sort of citrus or floral dish detergent. And you just put a little bit of a drip in that. Just helps things not streak so much. And yeah, that's a pretty good, good, easy, homemade cleaning solution. You can use it for most surfaces, even glass to an extent, though it is more likely to streak on glass. Yeah, that's what we usually use for our cleaning. When we actually remember to clean at home. That looks much nicer, doesn't it? That looks really nice. I might leave the rest of the rail beds until right at the end. I'm just going to keep working my way down the middle now. I think I've decided that that's the best way of approaching this for now, is we'll have just a nice clean tile area. I should clean this first, before doing the floor around it, because it would just mess with the floor. Oh, we can actually read the timetable. That's kind of cool. It's a nice touch. Spray this away. What do we got? We've got Muckingham, we've got Pumpton, Detergento, Power Falls, Fumarole, Washingham, Bucketon, Spongely, Lubricity, Suds East, and Sparkerton. I love it. It's an impressive attention to detail. 1983. Oh, excuse me. So this game is set in the 80s then, apparently. Interesting. Never really thought about what sort of time it was set. I've never really been solid about a timetable, I guess. Let's clean off this edge of it, and now we can jump back up on top of it. I forgot that we basically have air control from Doom Eternal. So if you don't keep pressing forward, you actually stop in the air, basically. It's kind of absurd. Okay, so the top of it is not an element of its own. Okay, good to know. Now we have the subway map. I was hoping that that'd have something more lewd, but that's okay. Bonk. I was also hoping that each side might be its own dingable feature, but apparently not. This will just be the timetable again. There it is. Get down. We may not have the apple bottom jeans, but we sure can get low. The power washer with the straps. Okay, now we need to do this side. What are we missing with this information box now? I feel this should be clean. Oh, is it the margins? I bet it's just the little margins around the edges, isn't it? Yep. There we go. Sorted. Now this floor, it'll hopefully just be this little bit here. No, missed a little bit more apparently. Yeah. This edge there. Cool. Let's just clean up this. So this is metal, so there's a chance of rust, so we want to take it slowly. Go all the way down to this bit here. And run back again. Not that we would probably want to run on a wet floor, but yeah. Tidy up this. So that actually goes the whole length, it doesn't break in the middle. Cat paw prints. Running joke in the game, there's something about the mayor's cat. So I guess it came here as well. And now we want to do its side. Back it up. Give this a good polish. I Love how clean it comes up. Just a little bit of rust there. I mean, if it's not forgiving on it and we have to come back over those bits later, that's fine. I mean, something like a metal strip like that, you would need to do a little bit of an extra attention at the end, I think. If nothing else, because water blasting metal to get rid of rust just has never sat well with me as a good idea. So I'm fairly sure you'd be wanting to give it a clean over and then come back with something else to treat the rust. You would need to scrub it and then apply like epoxy or something over it to just fill in any damage. We should do this sealing first of all. Let's notice we're up over $600 now. We might actually have enough for the long extension now for this gun. So that would be nice. That'll be exciting. And then we probably won't need to use the older one for the ceiling sections at all. Because this by itself will blitz everything at that point, I suspect. We won't need the extra long, we will just need the long. $600 sounds about right for what it was. We're gonna finish this pillar. Finish this bit as well. Nice. That was actually quite forgiving. More forgiving than I expected. I guess we do these benches and stuff. We're not going to need an extension for these, that's for sure. Should do the top first, not the bottom. I'll probably be standing on a stool as opposed to this in real life, but, you know, whatever. Actually, I'll probably stand on the seat and lean over. But we don't have a lean in this game, so... So many just little bits. I'm almost positive that in reality these cushions would come off to be cleaned separately, and then you would just be able to spray the railings down underneath. But whatever. It's fine, I guess. From the center to the sides. One done. Nice. And then this one should actually almost be done as well, I'd have thought. Because I thought I was doing a pretty thorough job on the side as well, but I must not have... Oh, no. Never mind. I didn't do the front. Completely wrong. Hadn't done the front at all. My bad. Now we've done it. Okay. That's a bit more like it. We still need to do in behind that side, but we'll just work the tiles at this end first. Cool. done? Should be this side done? Yeah, there we go. Getting a bit worried for a second that it wasn't giving it to me. I feel you would probably go over this with a cloth or something instead of just spraying the hell out of it, but again, whatever. This game is very much the definition of, like, or the exemplar of when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Seats, power wash. Metal, power wash. Gnomes, power wash. Nice. Looking pretty swish. Nice. Did not expect it to give it to me that quick. I just realised I never did the ceiling above this bit. I was meant to do that first. That bothers me. Oh well. We'll do that for the rest of the day. So I don't want dirty water dripping down on my good work. Never mind. Just got too carried away. It happens sometimes. What have I missed on this pillar? This pillar looks pretty done. Ah, a little bit up the top. There we go. Now, extensions. Ah, shop. That's right. Did they change it that you can't visit the shop anymore? No, you still can. Short extension 300, long extension, there we go, 600. And this should do a good job of pretty much everything that we need it to. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. One side, I guess, and then we'll do the other side just to be sure. There we go. Nice. And now we can just start working our way down. Nice. Do pretty much this whole swath in one go. I do need the ladder to do the rest, unfortunately, but... Well, actually, maybe by jumping up here? Turbo nozzle, maybe? Will that spray enough? Kinda did. The ledge will not give me credit from here, though. That's fine. Ah, Mr. Lime. Got too over enthusiastic about how thick the swab is. Got to do a decent overlap still. Oh, and it even gave me the ceiling of the wall this time. Nice. I love this power washer. Now we need to put this like there so that we can go up and do the other side. The lights. Not wanting to give me the ledge though. Interesting. Not want to give me the ledge. There we go. That was a bit confusing. I expected it to just give me that. Down we go, pick that up, and over the other side, and up we go, and do the same thing over there. Maybe doing the turbo nozzle would actually be better. Maybe. I mean, I'm going to be doing the thing above that as well, but that was satisfying. Cool, so we're going to leave that side for now. We do need to do the rest of these ceiling bits first. Before we do anything else, work our way down. Yeah, so I think it's better to do the side, one side than the other side, because there is an angle on this, so it won't let me just do it looking straight up as much. Go. Some nice regular motions here. Always remember, just some long, smooth strokes. Just to really get it soaked. Just go with the motion. Everyone will be happier. There we go. You get your ding that way. That's how you get your ding. It's a nice, even job. Yeah, leave it a little bit, you know, it's not going to be perfect necessarily. Life is full of imperfections, that's fine. The point is consistency. Just keep a good rhythm going. Do this in halves, I think we'll do there, and then we'll finish it off like here. It might not give me the credit for the whole wall. I think we'd have to be standing much further back for it to do that, because then the splash might give it to me, but it's not assured. And we'll be going up to do the light anyway, so there's no need to try and be ambitious. Leave all this out. So this support is actually a much larger feature. It includes the bit underneath. There we go. Lovely. Right, ladder, let's put it up here. Oh, it actually gave me that, but the light, I do need to do a bit more. Yeah, there we go. More. I'm so funny. Up we go. Nope, missed the ladder entirely. Let's go up. Let's just turbo it. Turbo with this extension. Still didn't give me the light straight away, which is interesting. But it did give me the ledge. Had to get behind. Cool. Well, that's the whole central ceiling done, which is nice. I'm just going to move my ladder out of the way now. And I can get rid of that extension for the time being, because now we're doing the floor again. So, let's work our way down the middle. For this bit. Work out to the sides. Be nice and methodical. Everyone has their own different ways that they might be doing this, but I like to feel that hopefully no one will look at this and be absolutely enraged that you missed such and such a spot and you didn't do it cleanly. We're trying to do a good, consistent job. Yes, we're not like working around the borders first and then filling it in, which would be more aesthetically pleasing, but we're doing a functional job. That means drawing that line down the middle and then spraying away from the clean part to the dirty edges, because that gives a much more consistent finish, and in reality means that you don't end up just blasting dirty water onto a nice clean bit of tile. Instead, we're pushing it away onto the still dirty area where it can help loosen up some of that grime and just pull into the tunnels where the ventilation should help take care of it. And we're just going to do all the way up here. Now we should actually do the gates next, come to think of it. Leave this dirty patch in front here, because these gates and these pillars need to be done. Practical dad advice, that's the one. I mean, they put simulator in the title, right? So you want to think about things practically, just a little bit. You want to still have some fun with it? But we got a lot of that out of our system in the very early maps of just like washing the van and stuff in the first backyard. That's when we were having a little bit more fun of drawing silly things and using the spray, as you do. This is much more about doing a good professional job. I still wish that I could do a diagonal instead of holding it, like having it go vertical and then describing a diagonal. It does bother me just a little. Go from one side to get the undersides from that direction. And now we do this side. Got to go down. Didn't even have to go halfway. That was very generous of it. Now we can work our way out from the center on this side, then we'll finish off the pillar on the other side. There we go. And working our way out here. I mean, I fully expect someone who actually does this for a living would watch this and still go, no, 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 that's not how you do it at all. But like, for basically the idea being that as a sort of a thinking amateur, so to speak, hopefully we can do it reasonably well. So I'm sure there will be some extra shortcuts and better techniques that real pros would do. But we're not real pros. We can only do our best. It would be an interesting job. Oh, that was so generous. I didn't even have to get all the way to the end and it just gave it to me. Didn't need to worry about the rust after all. Or at least not too much. Because there's definitely some little bits of rust still on this. But it's good enough again. When I was looking at new jobs and stuff, I ended up sticking with software because that's much what I'm better at. But there was legitimately an advertisement for a power washing specialist in the town that I live. And it was kind of amusing just to look at the ad. But you have to work on tops of roofs in all sorts of conditions, and that's not what I'm about. In a game, I don't mind jumping all over things and bouncing off roofs. In real life, I am not a fan of getting up on ladders. I was up inside my ceiling just before the stream, checking on a few things up in the cavity, but actually up on the roof itself, not if I can help it. Okay, I've got to do this wall first before I proceed any further. I also need to do the rest of the ceiling and stuff. But this is looking good. This is looking really good. What's the time at? Hour 45. I was thinking I might take a short break soon, because I am trying to get into good habits and take a bit of a stretch. Also kind of thinking practically in terms of this being a real job, this would be very exhausting. And very physical, especially if you did actually have like a big backpack or big hoses to lug about. So you should take regular breaks. Because you got to remember, if you do something as a full-time job, you can't be exhausting yourself and wearing yourself out too quickly in a single job, because you've got a whole week of them to look forward to. So what we might do is, actually, you know what, this is probably a good time to take a short break. I'm gonna take a bit of a break here. Get up, have a stretch. I'd encourage you to do the same. Get up, have a stretch, get a drink, look after yourselves, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I just realized I should really have left the music going. That was silly of me. And we're back. A little bit longer of a break than originally anticipated, because I had a video call with my daughter, so I was very happy. Time to do the ceiling, I think. Work our way down. Now, side to side or up and down, I wonder. I think realistically we wouldn't be wanting to cross these tracks too much. Maybe just do it in little sections like this. Maybe the up and down is a better idea actually for this bit. Why is it green? Moss? Why is there moss? How bizarre. Almost down the end of the tunnel. This is just one of the tunnels. And then we've got the other side to do. Maybe I won't finish this tonight after all. This might be a two-nighter. Because I don't want to be too late going. Much as I would like to just keep streaming and keep playing this until I'm done, I do have to be up very early in the morning, so we'll see how things go. We at least know how we're doing things. We do also have this nice extension for the most powerful washer now. So we're getting through it, but it is a big job, so... And I've had smaller jobs take longer, so... And now we've got little bits that we have to tidy up with this one, it seems. It's not been as forgiving as I would have hoped. Now, we can probably catch up a lot of those elements as we do the sides. Because we can just give it a quick spray here and there as we do these side bits. And it might well be that as we do the very tops, that it clears it out anyway. Got the light done. Should probably do an up-down for this, to be honest. This honestly sounds like video game music, doesn't it? It's like a synth kazoo. There we go, nice big flash of light there. So it's just because of the bit at the very margin with the upright. I wonder if I should try playing this with a controller instead at some point. I'd get maybe smoother movement, but it would be less precise targeting. I'm not sure which would be better. I think the more precise targeting is probably, on balance, the more important element. So I think mouse is probably the way to go still. I'll be taking the extension off to do that bit, but I want to keep it on for doing the outer wall. So, let's get started on this then. And we'll work our way probably down to the blue again, like we were doing before. Because once again, we don't need the extension on to do the bottom bit, though, I mean, we've got it on anyway, so maybe we do just do it all the way down, just from this distance, and just do it consistently. So we've got the extension on anyway, so why not? least they give you the lights to do, so you do get a bit of the positive reinforcement of the ding as you move along. Don't have to wait too long. Now, I wonder how... Actually, we can probably stand on the platform and do this now, actually. So that gives us a bit of a better angle for doing the tops of the billboards. So that's actually quite nice. I noticed that there's a lot of impurity along the top there as well. I need to be better on that. Lights. Good to and fro there. Now again, realistically, we would actually do the billboard first before doing this bit underneath. But I'm intentionally just leaving all the billboards until last. So we'll have a bit of the edges of them done, just naturally from splashing. But we're going to leave the main body of them to appreciate right at the end. That'll be our little tricks. Just go through and look at all of them at the end. Actually, to be honest, we could probably get a turbo jet underneath. And on top. And that should get the edges. Oh yeah. That's much better. Nice solid delineation there. I do feel there needs to be just something in between, I guess the turbo nozzle is, but between the red and the yellow would be nice, because that's a 15 degree and that's a 0. I feel just a 10 degree would actually be, I actually press tab. Just a 10 degree I think would be quite nice. I mean, what would be really nice if it was actually a variable degree. So you could like crank it in 5 degree increments would be really nice. So you could do 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That'd be really nice. Hell, even if that was an extra thing. That was very generous for the cable. I hadn't even done any of the bits down there. That's very generous. Actually standing quite a ways back from the edge of the platform too. I didn't really need to be standing back that far. Just leaving quite a bit of residue. Standing further back, I think I just need to then overlap more, so it kind of works out the same as just standing a bit closer anyway, doesn't it? But, you know. No. That one wasn't quite as generous as the other, but... Right, in there. lovely. So nice to finish off the, like, I complain about the fact that these features are so large. I would prefer it if it was sectioned up a little bit more than just half and half. But it is very satisfying when you finish one of these massive big walls and it just goes ding like that. Very nice. Well, we may as well finish off this one now. We were leaving this to finish off without the extension, actually. I think it's just this type of grime or moss, perhaps, that you need to take it a little bit slower. It's almost like rust for walls. So you just have to be a little bit more deliberate with the action. Now we've just got a little bit left, because there we go, I could see a little bit of residue there still. Okay. Probably put the extension back on now, since we have it. We should work our way outwards again, probably. I do like how it kind of dries steadily. So when you do strips like this, you get this lovely gradient forming. Hopefully it comes through through the stream. Probably can't quite see the same distinction as I do. But yeah, you do get just a nice overlap. Just this steady gradient. Not quite 50 shades of grey, but... Now we need to do this side of things. I guess we want to do the clock too. Nice. Want to do this like that, I think. Kind of brush it to the side as much as we can. There we go. Yeah, I think doing it like this makes more sense. I don't know, I seem to end up with very loose edges when I do it like that. Is it like some lichen or something? It is lichen. That makes sense. Lichen and grime stains, I can imagine those being just a little bit more tenacious. So we do need to, even with this washer, even with this nozzle, we do need to take it just a little bit slower. And the upright is also part of the same sealing element, which is why we still have to do all of this before it will go ding. Perfect. Jump back onto the platform, and we just take it a little bit slower now in recognition of the fact that we're going to leave a spotty amount if we try and rush it. But we're getting to the end of it now. I figured it was probably just going to give it to me at that point. I think some up-downs here, probably, is the best way to go about this. A lot of graffiti here. I don't think any of it is particularly interesting or worth saving. I don't know. Should we just do like a broad wash? It's a case of seeing whether or not the like green peeled away and you could see more of the blue behind. Doesn't really make any difference. It's just a mess. It's just layered graffiti. I mean, I'm sure there's some significance to it. Maybe there's like PWS Powerwash Simulator. There's probably some autographs of developers or something nestled in there, or artists would be cool. But we're not going to take a lot of time to unpick all of that. It's the sort of thing that more of a deep dive stream can go into. It's the sort of thing hopefully the developers highlight themselves. I know they had some fun graffiti on one of the earlier maps. But ultimately, if a powerful washer like this is just going to strip off every single layer, that's just what's going to happen. If you want to put any Easter eggs in, they've got to be pretty prominent. Was pretty demanding with this wall down the other end, so I should take it reasonably slowly and make sure that I do get a good coverage. I'm probably going to have to go back over some parts, but no, okay, never mind. Second guessing myself, didn't need to worry. Do definitely need to be slow and steady on this one because some pretty tenacious paint otherwise. But we're making good progress. This should hopefully be that wall. Cool. Don't need the extension on for this bit. We'll just clean up this light. Just like we did down the other end. Let's spray some of this up this way as well. Again, it's a case of I'm not quite sure how best to do this. Probably work from this end, to be honest. Spray it a little bit towards the wall there should be fine, because it would rebound off. And then just make sure that we give ourselves a good clear channel to work with. And once again, just spray this way. And then from here we can work our way out. Let's just spray the side of this though, first of all. Nice. And we can just work our way out from the wall. A little bit of overlap. Try the green one maybe as well, because this isn't too tenacious. It means we can do just a little bit more overlap. It's not quite as powerful, but it's not rust or anything, so it should be fine. Seems to be doing the job. Yep. Good. Don't get cocky though. Still need to give it due diligence. Still need to be steady about it. We're giving the rails a bit of a splashing as we do this as well. Might help a little bit. Lovely. That is a big difference. That compared to the other side, yeah, big difference. I feel we're going to get halfway done on this, and then we're probably going to have to call it for the evening, because I don't think I'm going to get the whole thing done today. Now, should we have a bit of fun with these and do just like a full run the whole way down? It's probably not going to clean it perfectly. In fact, it's almost certainly not, but maybe if we slowed it down a little bit, we can do a fun back and forth. The upright is going to be a problem because it is rust, looks like. It's not too bad, but pretty spotty. Strafing is too quick. Yeah, it's much too quick. Unless we look down. Actually, that might work well. Still too fast, I think. I think the rust is still too tenacious. You know what, we'll try it, simply because if it's forgiving enough to just give it to us when we get to the end, great. If not, well, we know that we need to come back over it with the yellow as well. Fine. It's actually doing a pretty good job. Just naturally relying on the fact that as you look down, you walk slower. So that regulates the rate at which we move. We're also kind of traveling a bit sideways, which is not ideal. Okay, so we're going to have to go back over it again a little bit. So I think it did a pretty good job of the top elements that we were, like, that was closest to us, but it's the bottom part that needs the extra attention, so that's what we're concentrating on now with the yellow. That top bit there still had a little bit there. I think we weren't quite on target enough. First run. Certainly at the start. There we go. Lovely. Cool. Now we need to do a similar sort of thing, but like this. Now the concern is going to be, we've got different surfaces here, because we've got the top of the rail, and we've got the concrete on the ground. The rail worries me because I'm probably going to have to come back. I'm probably going to have to do the underside of it, or the sides of it as well, which is going to be a bit tedious. This is going to take a long time to get all the way down the other end, isn't it? But hey, it's a way to do it thoroughly. We're going to have to do this whole stretch multiple times anyway, so we may as well just do it steadily. The more we try and just break it down and do it in small pieces quicker, the more we're probably going to just have to go over it anyway. So, a bit of drift, which isn't great. I do wish our character would kind of shut up with the walking noises. We can try going just a little bit faster and hope that it still does a pretty good job. Yeah, so this rail, the track, yeah, it needs the sides done as well. So we're just gonna give this a good blasting. Yeah, I probably should have just done it like this instead. Do it one side and then the other side. The difficulty is doing it the other side is going to be tricky, because here we've got this side of the platform to rub up against, so it kind of limits our speed. We get a nice good consistent angle. It's going to be harder to do that coming back the other direction from the other side. I guess we can just do this instead. That should hopefully get the side enough as well as underneath it enough. Definitely going to be a few... Nice. It's going to be a few laps, basically, that we do. Basically overlapping on the diagonal piece. And then we'll come back, overlapping on the opposite diagonal piece. Probably going to have to do a little bit more tidy up as well. Especially down this end, because it's got the moss, which is a bit more tricky. Yeah, like this bit here, it didn't quite clean up properly, which is a shame. So this is one of the places we should probably be doing the top more than the diagonal and the trough bit first. We're just kind of working our way side to side and just doing a decent chunk. And then we're just going to have to come back and do a little bit more, which is a shame. So I think on the other side we've kind of learned a bit of a lesson there, and that's that after doing the rail sideways, we then need to just go back and do this sideways like this. I think that would probably be more reliable. That's looking pretty good now. So now I think we want to work on this side of things. This cable got done, which is good. So we're going to do this half like this, I guess, for now. It's doing a reasonable job, it seems. We actually get down it quicker than I expected. Like, I thought that it was going to take much longer to get from end to end, but we're actually doing an okay job of it. Slide this down adjacent to the rail. It's going to be annoying doing this side of the track, because we don't have much room to work with. This might be where we put it on the green. Speed squirting, yeah. You can think either Tori or Biot's, one of the two. One of them coined that, I think. Yeah, speed squirting. Especially when we were talking about the possibilities of if you were to speedrun this game. They were absolutely gushing over the idea. We're currently getting railed. Everyone thought this was just a simple PG game. Yeah, it takes a lot longer to go the full length when you're looking down like this, because you do move slower. There we go, got to the end of the end. Cool. So now we need to do the same thing looking the other way, because we need to do this side of the track. And hopefully the green is enough to get us there. It should be. Otherwise we might need to swap to the yellow and come back again. But it's looking pretty clean on the left as we go past. Yeah. I'm hoping that this track might ding for me when we get down the other end this time. But if we need to come back, yeah, we need to come back a bit. Now I wonder what it is that it's complaining about. Because there's all of these little dividers that I suspect it wasn't getting good enough coverage of. Let's just blast it with the yellow now, because that's a lot more intense. I would rather not resort to hitting tab if I don't have to. I'll probably finish off the rest of the floor first before we resort to that. Yeah, so there's definitely some other bits that it doesn't like. And then we've got the other track as well, of course, to cure. We'll just use the yellow down the middle. This is where the moss is a bit more tenacious. Okay. This is the tedious bit. I prefer doing the mosaics to the to the tracks, that's for sure. I think we might just have to do it just like a little stage at a time here, so we just do a little bit of a back and forwards, just to get the angles on the uprights, and just to make sure we get a good coverage of the top, and then the side, top, side. Work our way down. So we kind of almost need to just walk to the middle, look back, middle, back, up, and back. So that way we're getting a good coverage of angles. And then we'll need to do exactly the same thing on the way back. Still got the other track that didn't ding to deal with as well. Actually, did the first one ding? Yeah, we got that one. Oh, you do it when another is your business. Yeah. So now we're gonna have to do the same thing going this way. Maybe not quite as intensely. Though we do also have just these bits of floor to tidy up as we go along, so we may as well. But there's all of the bits that were shadowed by the track that we then need to tidy up. But yeah, I'm feeling this is going to be a two-parter. I mean, on YouTube it's already going to be a two, maybe even three-part video, I think, at this point, but... Oh good, it's in halves. Well, that's nice. The track isn't though, I feel. I think the track's all in one piece. The floor's in halves, that's nice. I guess now that we've got a bit of a rhythm going, if this works better for this track, and then that's a model that we can apply to doing the others. Yeah, so it actually dinged the track before we even got to the end. And the floor. So that was much more impressive. So yeah, there we go. So if we ding, yeah, bringing up the tab. So it is just these underneath bits that by doing that back and forward motion, we were getting those angles. Oh, and there we go. So it was actually quite generous, but you do need to get a bit of them. Okay. Well, that's this half done. Which is pretty good. That's certainly looking much better. We've just got the advertising hoardings there. Now we're going to do this side. Our job is only half done. This is where I kind of wish that it was the same deal with the toilet block. There was a public restroom map as well. And it was cool to start with. You got a nice good rhythm going. But it felt like it could have been half the size and it would have felt just as good. And I feel it's the same with this one. If it was just a single track instead of a two-way, then I feel that I'd have still felt good about it, but now doing the same thing, just mirrored, starts to feel tedious. You can at least apply your learnings from the other side onto this side, which is nice. But... and it is a big, well-rounded but. It does start to feel a little bit like the map overstays its welcome a little bit. I think that's one of the things that the devs might have to consider. There's two types of people who play this game. There is definitely those who will enjoy the fact that it's just a massive map and that there's the challenge involved. But I think the larger that you make these sorts of maps, the more you're alienating the audience that will feel that this is just a bit too much. I don't know. It would be a good one to do multiplayer with, the fact that they now have multiplayer capability. So the other thing is these little snippets of information that just kind of trickle in randomly. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. You almost feel slow because it'll be ages and then another one will come up and you think that, oh, should I have been going faster? Should I, you know, were they meant to tell me that ages ago? So it would be different if you had even just one other person and you could just work half and half. One person does one side, the other person does the other side. You know, you start by splitting up the middle, work from one end to the other or something. Yeah, that would be a fun one to do with multiple people, I feel. But, yeah, it's just going to start to feel a little bit tired by the end of it. We're not even halfway down this one yet. Maybe I should have gotten the extra long extension after all, but I guess it's fine. I could use the other washer to have the extra long extension on that, perhaps. We'll see how forgiving it is when I get to the halfway mark. It just feels very spotty on the edges. It's not a nice clean line. So I kind of have to overlap more than I would want. Starts to be almost the sort of thing where I wish I'd just recorded it offline. So that, oh, there we go, it was pretty generous then. So then I could just pause every now and then maybe just edit it, speed up little bits of it here and there. And we work our way down to the ground. Okay. At least we have some good tunes. Where's the divider? That's all the way there. It's a bit bigger section. I guess we can just do it in halves. no idea if you can even hear the music over the incessant blasting. But I don't want the music to be too loud either. Audio's fine? That's good. Also depends on how quiet the intro is on a particular song, of course. I just have it on the chill station. This one's more jazz in some ways. Yeah, we got a ding. Did that light ding? No. Did that light ding? We didn't get enough on the sides, I think. There we go. Thought I was missing some ding in my life. Again, we should be doing the billboards first, but I just want to leave it till last. Tin Roof Graffiti. I wonder about some of these song titles sometimes. Almost halfway. Did that? Yes, it did. And we'll see how demanding it is. I might have to go back around the billboards with the turbo nozzle, but I might not. I went a bit too quickly over that bit. I see how the problem is that when a map this size does start to feel like it's overstayed its welcome, that's when you start getting a bit impatient, start going a little bit faster than you perhaps should. Nice. And then it takes just longer to do things because you're rushing and you make mistakes. So it is a bit of an exercise in discipline, that's for sure. Oh, didn't even have to do the last bit. Okay, well that's halfway. We are now officially living on a prayer on that part. I think I'm just going to keep working my way down rather than finishing off one half and then the other. We did that on the other side, so we've had that fun. This side we're just going to do this instead. And yeah, I do kind of prefer the up-down instead of having like a messy arc. I think think it was 900 to get the extra long extension. I feel the extra long might just give me some harder lines, some edges, harder edges. But it will be a thinner channel, so I mean I'll still have to go over it again. So it won't matter too much. It is a pleasing game for forcing you to focus though. Definitely pretty therapeutic. Almost down this end. I'm hoping that those little spots that I've left behind will just be covered up. It'll just take them into account at the end. It'll be generous. I'll do this in half still because it's a little bit too much to do all in one, I think. So I think you'd get a really sore neck doing this job if you weren't careful, because you'd be staring up at a screen at the ceiling a lot. On a screen, I'm looking up, but my head is still straight ahead. In real life, I have very sore neck, I think. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be too fussy. It was generous after all. Okay, way down. Don't rush too much. Don't rush too much. Take it slow. Slow and steady squirts through this. $767 currently. There was a caravan that we'd unlocked to do as well, but we won't be doing that tonight, I don't think. We have actually made pretty good progress. I was expecting this to take a lot longer. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot left to do. But we've done all of the middle. It is just this side. And then the billboards. So actually I'm pretty well. It's 10 to 11. That's acceptable. But we don't want to be going too late. Not that I sleep early anyway, but we'll do a little bit of an overlap on the border, I guess. Good old James Flamestar. This one's Star Drops. He always has really good tracks. We need to actually look up some of this stuff, I think. It is easy to actually think that you've left smudges behind, but it's just the splash of it being wet. Especially on a ambiguously coloured surface. Make sure we tidy off the very top there. Light, good. Yes. No, we're past the billboards now, which means there isn't too much more to go on this wall. We have a bit of a better idea of how to do the bottom now, which is good. We're also probably going to get a strong ding on this central cable before too much longer, because it was very generous on the other side. Star drops kick in. Yes. Ding. Yep, there's the cable. Going a little bit fast on this bit though. Getting eager because we can see the end of the tunnel. It's not a light at the end of the tunnel, it's a ding at the end of the tunnel. There's one. How far will it make me go down the wall before it dings? The whole way, and still doesn't ding. Okay, I've got some catching up to do, it seems. A little bit underneath. There is a small gap, I think, underneath that cable. Lovely. Well, I guess we may as well start working our way down this side then. Once again, we've got the rather tenacious green paint, so we do need to take it a little bit slowly on this one. And you can see there that because I didn't overlap it, we ended up with some paint over the margins. So we do need to do pretty significant overlap here. Trying to decide how to go about the rest of this now. Because I guess this is fun. Basically, I was just wondering whether to work my way from the inside out. But I think we'll do this fascia here because then the ceiling bit is actually my backstop, which means that it's slightly less to do when we come to do that. Because So we've now got some splatting. And because of the bevel of the edge, we would have to do something from this direction anyway to actually get a proper clean on the ceiling section. And it's a case of hopefully we're going high enough. Do need to make sure that we overlap the main tunnel ceiling a little bit more. So it still hasn't given it to me. Is that because we didn't overlap enough? Yes, it is. Cool. Well, good to know. So we need to make sure that we do a good 50% overlap pretty much, both sides. This one has more lichen as well, so we should be a little bit more fastidious here. Generally taking just a little bit longer to do it better to start with will work out better than having to come back and find where you missed something. I'm certainly never a fan of leaving an element undinged. Like those lights earlier, it's a case of realizing that, hang on, I didn't get credit for that. Doing it then and there, rather than having to hunt around at the end to figure out what I missed. The only time I've really had that stump me is on the super jet, like the Thunderbird style jet. There was an element that I didn't even realize I'd missed because it was just a really innocuous little light. It did not show up much at all. So that was really frustrating. See, and once again, it's not quite given me that. And I don't know if it's because of a lack of overlap on the top or the bottom. We'll try going along the bottom first, and then we'll go along the top afterwards. Be interested to see where it bings. Or indeed, is it just a general... It was the margin at the end. There we go. Makes sense. Okay. So, what next? What next indeed? I think we work our way in because we've got this annoying ledge to deal with. So once again, we end up doing a bit of an overlap. So we've already covered the top margin, and then we're just trying to make sure that we cover the bottom margin. Is the light done? We'll finish the rest of that clock from the other side. So it's like, much as I don't want to leave an element undinged, as I mentioned before, it's a case of recognizing that I will be coming back from the other side anyway. Rather than disrupting the current flow. Basically, it's not an element I expect to complete now. So it may mean having to dig a little bit more around it later. same with the platform thing there. Nice. Now up as far as this clock. Missed a bit there. As far as this light. Light, always good, and work our way around here, and get the credit for that sealing. And I'm sealing good. And now back again with the next layer. So we're only going to go as far as this pillar from this direction for now. Because now we can actually work on this. I do not care about your subway in particular. Oh, that's why it was dated the 80s. It ran until 1984. Okay. So it's not that the game is set in 1980 or in the 80s. I've kind of enjoyed some of the fan speculation around the setting of the game. The idea that it's like set in the distant future and humanity no longer lives on Earth. And that it's actually like everything that you're cleaning is like an exhibit almost. It's quite a fun idea. Kind of Truman Show-esque that you think that you're a washer helping all of these people, but you never see them, right? So are you actually just cleaning kind of displays? Maybe it's all being run by an AI. We don't care. As long as we get our rent paid on Friday. Missing on the door. Edges of the sign? It's the door frame. Okay, just around the grating it seems. And do the signal lights. Which we shouldn't really have our extension on for, but whatever. Stand a little further back. There we go. And we stretch a little bit. Loosen things up. Okay. Yeah, again, we don't actually need the extension on for this bit. I'm going to just spray towards the wall there, run back. Spray along here again, run back, spray out towards the tracks. We were finding the green worked adequately, weren't we? Yup. Maybe not from this distance, though. This we want to just do up to yellow. Also, I'm supposed to be doing the ceiling at this point. And the clock is also not done yet. It is. We might be done this evening after all. Famous last words and all that, but we have been getting through this pretty considerably well. Pillar. Good. Nice. And finish the ceiling along here. Just getting us close to halfway along the stretch, which is nice. Oh, our ladder. I'm going to place you the other side because I'm done with that side. So you won't be in the way. Halfway. Lovely. And it actually gave me the credit. Amazing. What am I missing from the screen? Maybe we need it on the harder one. Maybe it's probably the top ridge. No? Side ridge. Cool. And we'll just keep working our way along. Now we may as well do these pillars as well. Let them be cleaned and dry off before we spray around them, around the base. Lovely. And this one now. Quite the right overlap to do it cleanly, but that's fine. maybe I just leave it on the yellow. Green seems to be doing alright. Can't try and do it too widely because things won't reach to the edge of the angle anyway as it wraps around. So which, oh there we go. Which overlap did I not quite get? There we go. Sweet. Okay, and now we'll finish that clock. Nice. Excellent. That's that ceiling all done. So can I get away with using the green on this wall, maybe? It's leaving a little bit behind, but if we overlap it, I think it's still better than using the yellow? Maybe not. So we are having to overlap it quite considerably. Whereas that's a much more distinguished line. Yeah, I think that's probably better. Don't need to overlap nearly as much. Hardest bit's definitely going to be doing the track at the end. But then we've just got billboards after that. Right in the corner to make sure. Well, that one dinged. I noticed the one to my left did not, so we'll have to catch up on that. Margins. Do this lights. Perfect. Spray away from this corner. Okay, now we work our way back this way. This way at first, and then the next layer, and one more. Good measure. And now we start working our way out. And once again, green was added with this, because we're nice and close. Just don't go too quickly on it, don't get too over enthusiastic. That one done. And now we pretty much just work our way down the platform, don't we? Because we've done the ceiling, which is why we stopped earlier. We were only going to go from here. We're going to just do the tiles and go as far as the safety strip. Methodical. I keep right-clicking accidentally and it just locks it on. Which, theoretically, is less clicking, so it's probably better for my wrist health. But it's also wasting an awful lot of water. Trying to make sure I sidestep while I'm still aiming further away, so I'm not hampered in terms of my movement speed from looking down. Yeah, we're doing speedrunner tricks, don't you worry. Not really. This is the sort of thing that if I was doing in real life, like I mentioned earlier, I feel that it would be really good if it was a variable, just like a twist nozzle. So it would be more fine-grained in terms of its angle adjustment. If I had that in real life, it would be a case of just slowly twisting as you move it further away from you, so that you'd maintain a consistent width. Like the track width would be the same the whole way out, instead of like, you know, you have to kind of is done. So we just kind of do this. Get a nice verge going between the cable and the wall. Got a nice solid overlap on the cable. Probably more than it needs to be. Try backing that off a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna hope that's paint down the bottom there. Now we want to move a bit further away because we're needing to do this sort of back and forward motion on this track. That's what we found was best last time. Because then we'll need to do the same thing from the other side as well. I should be standing a bit closer so that there's more of a backsplash over the floor the other side. That might be a good idea, actually. So it was reasonably forgiving with the amount of coverage once we were doing a motion like this. I think we found that then the green might actually be sufficient for this side. Yeah, let's just try crawling our way along a bit like this. Just because we've got a good overlap going, we're really close, we're moving slowly, which means that we're giving it a really good clean when we give it coverage. I am seeing a lot of rust residue still on the track. We may have to come back for another layer. Also losing our overlap a bit here because we weren't doing as diligent a job at this stage of proceedings last time. Well, if we're going to have to come back over it anyway, then I guess we'll concentrate on doing the floor element. And then we'll just run back on yellow for the rail. Now we can do this. And doesn't even need to go the full length. And I think we're just going to do the same sort of thing with this. We've got a slight overlap on the top. We're just abusing the collision to be able to sustain a nice angle. So you just have to forgive the really annoying squeaky noise that it's doing in the background. There we go, lovely. And then we do a similar sort of thing, but on the bottom edge. Because last time we tried to do it all in one, it didn't work properly, so it's a case of, well, we have to do it twice. Let's do it twice thoroughly. And hopefully this will give it to us. And it did not, that's annoying. So I think we must have just gone, yeah, I can still see some rust spots up the top here. We just went too fast the first time. There we go. Yeah, so just missed a few too many little bits here and there. Okay, what to do next, I wonder? I guess we work our way down this channel. And just kind of stop and do a bit of a back and forward every now and then. Because we're gonna have to, we need to make sure that this floor is also done. It's not just the rails after all. some, yeah, oil spots. Ooh, okay. No wonder I needed to go over a couple of extra times. Because oil is stubborn AF. It's not the sort of thing that is really cleaned up by water at all. So not quite sure what they intend to have me do about that. I guess with enough water, anything is possible. So you just have to really soak it. And hope that because it's such a long feature, it won't be super demanding. And you don't have to worry about every little bit of it. I didn't even notice if there was oil bits on the other side. Back and forward technique here, so we do top of the rail, we do floor underneath. And it also captures the bits of the supports, including both sides underneath, which helps to get that good coverage that we need. And it gives us the leisure to concentrate a little bit more on some of these oil slicks as we go. And we'll worry about giving them more attention if we need to later. Which I suspect we will, because there's been quite a few of them. This must be the line that got a bit more use, perhaps. That's a tenacious stain. Just do it really slowly over it. Just to really drench it. I mean, in real life you would really have to use some sort of detergent to actually get that to be removed, and even then it would still just separate, so you'd have to do something else. You would ideally absorb the oil with something first as a dry mix, and then vacuum it, essentially. You would have to, yeah, use like sawdust to absorb the oil without applying any water whatsoever to it. And then use like a shop vac to remove that from the equation entirely. I mean, they might have done that with the worst of the stains, and then there's just still an oily residue. You'd really have to put some detergent down as well. Oil is really nasty stuff to try and clean. And okay, from this side we have to do the same thing, but perhaps slightly less tenaciously, simply because we have already done a bit of a coverage from the other side. It's mostly just to get the bit of the tunnel floor that was in the shadow of the rail when we were doing it from the other side. Rails are a single contiguous piece, so it doesn't give us a ding halfway like it would if it was split. Which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. It's a case of then, if it doesn't give it to you, if you've missed a bit, it's nice to know where approximately it is. So if you have a feature that's split in half, oh there we go, perfect. In which case I just need to worry about the floor now. So obviously not a concern for this one, but if you have a feature that is split in two, and you don't get it, then, well, you know where to start looking for what you missed. Is green going to cut it for this? Not for the oil bits, that's for damn sure, but we already know that we're probably going to have to come back and clean up the oil bits later anyway, but just for the general grime, screen's still not really cutting it. We have to be looking more down to be able to clear that away. Still got a pretty significant overlap to it. That's fine, because we'll be coming back doing the corresponding overlap for the other side. We just want a little bit of a splash on the left. And then we'll come back doing the same thing on the right. Big oil stain back there. We're drifting too far to the left. There we go. And now we do a similar sort of thing, but with the overlap significantly on the right hand side this time. And that'll set us up pretty well for doing that rail on the way back. 25 to 12, okay. We are running short on time, but I am confident that I will be able to finish this particular map. Then there will be a caravan, apparently. Okay, so now we need to swap it back to this. Big tenacious oil stains here. I'm guessing that you need to have the washer on at least the yellow setting to even do anything against an oil stain without using soap. I mean, it's the sort of thing that I'm fine with using soap for. I don't have a soap dispenser for this gun. Oh, though I have enough money to buy one now. So, we need to actually go to the shop. The Pro Soap Nozzle, 900 for a soap nozzle. That makes no sense. I'm sorry, that just makes no sense. But okay, there we go. Cleaning fluid. This is multi-purpose, I believe. Yeah, multi-purpose. And it's just gone. Doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, I mean, that's what you'd expect for oil, right? That is exactly what you'd expect for oil. Where were we? Once again, we get to this bit. Gone. Yeah, see, I don't bother using soap for most things. It's, at best, a mild convenience. At worst, all it does is create a really annoying spray pattern that then you just need to tidy up afterwards anyway. But for something like this, where I've already gone over it, I've clearly cleared away everything else. This is the only thing that remains. And now it doesn't. It's the same with metal. There's the metal cleaner, and you can use that to easily get rid of really tenacious rust. I like to think that it's actually some sort of treatment or scourer. Because that seems to be a better idea for rust. I hate this bit because I'm just so close to the rail. I guess we just do it like this instead. It's less clean, or it's less, like, refined, I guess. Of course it's clean because we're power washing it, but it's less refined, but we do it in little dance as we nod our way down the track. And we hope we don't leave too many bits behind. Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't concerned. We probably didn't even need to use the stain remover on the oil because it was very generous when it came to what was left over. And there's the rail. I mean, it gives it to me when I've still got 20% to go. So it was pretty happy with that. And also, The same with the floor again. Well, that's looking pretty damn good now. So, other than the billboards, what is there to do? So I kind of want to take a look at this. Advertising boards, yes. Okay, so benches. One of the benches is apparently not clean. Benches, 2 tunnel lights, and uplighting ledges. Okay. So, bench. Which one? Oh, this one. Oh, did I just completely miss doing behind it or something? Yeah, I didn't even do it from underneath the side. Okay, there we go. So now tunnel lights, well, that's one of them right there. Cool. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. That one's done, that one's done, that one's done, that one's done. That one's done, that one's done. So this is why I should have been paying more attention when I actually was going over them. That's the one right at the end here. Oh, I bet it's because I didn't do it from that side. Uplighting ledges. Now, these are difficult to spot, so I'm not surprised I didn't get some of these. They're also difficult to target. Oh, there we go. So, what I probably want is to put the extension on for this, and on the turbo nozzle. Still not giving it to me. Okay, so ladder, up, right in the corner. Okay. So let's now put this down this end. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Lighting ledge. Done. And on the other side. Done. Cool. Now it's just the advertising boards, and we knew about those because we were leaving them until last anyway. So let's go and enjoy these. What have we got here? Driving me nuts. Yar. The driving me nuts. This was one of the cars that we actually cleaned earlier. So this vintage car is a map for you to clean. And as you're going through the cleaning of the car, the person who commissioned you is running through the lineage of the movie and stuff like that. So that's a fun little callback. The idea being that the place has been shut up since the 80s. So that's fun. Oh, and here's the funfair. And there's the Helter Skelter. Which is just a big slide in it. Bernard's Funfair. New for 84. Nice. I imagine there's going to be some repeats as well. I doubt there's like a single ad for each advertisement. That would be fun. City Stadium Caldera Tour, the Dirt Championship. Again, this was one of the vehicles that you cleaned. There's an old dude who's got a rally car or a racing car in the driveway. And that's the car that you clean, I believe, complete with your ad here. So again, that's a fun little nod. And here's a vote for mayor, Jeff Jefferson. Oh, clean up Caldera City and beyond. I think you'll find I'll do the cleaning up around here. There's a fun disclaimer down here. This political advert is sponsored by the Jeff Jefferson 12th 1984 election campaign fund. Jeff Jefferson the 12th would like to make it clear that he is talking metaphorically about cleaning up the city and that he has no intention of getting on his expensively tailored knees and scrubbing the city or any kind of manual labour for that matter. Sounds about right. And here's another funfair advertisement. They're probably the same advertisements on this side than the other side, I would assume. Which is a bit of a shame because I feel that they probably could have done 8 unique advertisements if they'd wanted to. Like, it would have been fun to maybe, I don't know actually. Something involving Blake Thruss, the dude whose jet we cleaned and stuff. Maybe his father or something. Something involving the temple, maybe, that we cleaned. Something involving one of the houses in the woods, perhaps, that we cleaned up. But it's certainly a fun nod to earlier maps, which I definitely appreciate. And it certainly makes sense that they're the same both sides, because that's what you get, generally. Done. Right as the music stops as well. That was just a good timing. Let me out! Let me out! I'm finished! Let me out! It would have been fun actually if if your van was parked up there and you could clean down the steps too. That would have been more interesting. Well, we are done. That was a big job. Big job, but we got it all done. And yeah, I forgot that you get to see yourself walking around now. God, instead of just a gift like this, you almost need a bloody interactive fly-through. Fantastic. Well, the fortune teller's wagon. Interesting. Well, that looks like a fun one, but a very detailed one. 400 for a vehicle is a lot, so it's clearly a pretty involved job. I don't think we can buy any more stuff. I guess we could get the short extension, could be moderately useful for the big gun. We definitely can't afford the extra long extension, but we also don't need it just yet. The long extension gives us a good reach. If we need an extra long, we can use the slightly worse washer. That's fine. Okay, I would kind of like it if some of the modifications only unlocked after a certain star rating. Would be kind of cool. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. This was definitely the longest job that we have ever done in this game. I mean, if you take a look at the free play locations, actually that's not going to tell us, is it? You need to look at the career mode, look at completed. So previously you've got 400, 500 for the playground, 650 for a house, 1100 for the fire station, 900 for the skate park, 1550 for the treehouse. That was also a very big job. That was our Lord of the Dings video. The washroom was similar to the subway in that it felt like once you'd done half of it, you'd kind of done all of it. Helter Skelter was 900, Ferris wheel was 900. Yeah, so the fire station and the treehouse are the other big maps. Quite involved ones. Treehouse one had some tricky angles to do as well. That was quite fun. Cool. Well, before I fall asleep on stream, time to go. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.